Hello everyone, my name is Maria Angelie and I will be sharing 3 books which have inspired me. The first book is instructional and of course inspirational. The second is non-fiction and autobiographical. And the third is fiction, but it's mostly allegorical. So let's get started. This is the first book, On Writing Fiction. Rethinking the Conventional Wisdom About the Craft by David Jauss. Okay, at the back it reads, Possibilities and Paradoxes in the Craft of Fiction. So there are topics here like writing prose and syntax and rhythm to create a soundtrack for the narrative, choosing the right point of view to create the appropriate degree of distance between your reader and the characters, and harnessing the power of contradiction in the creative process. Okay? So, this book, I found it very useful. I read this while I was riding trains and buses during the commute to and from work. And every time I would read a chapter, I would be inspired to create something and try things out, try the stuff out that were written there. So like the one a while ago when it said that there's a soundtrack for the narrative. Okay, you can see here that there are rhythms in story, particularly in the written story, like this one. Okay, to convey the sentence's rhythm, at least as I hear it, I put a stress on syllables and capitals and okay, blah blah blah. Alright, so you can hear the rhythm in the words chosen. Okay, the trucks thumped heavily past, one by one, with slow, inevitable movement, as she stood insignificantly trapped between the jolting black wagons and the hedge. Then they curved away towards the coppice where the withered oak leaves dropped noiselessly, while the birds, pulling at the scarlet hips beside the track, made off into the dusk that had already crept into the spinney. So the proper word choices give rhythm to the paragraph and adds a soundtrack. So those sort of things. And after reading the book, I came up with several short stories which I am compiling now. And yeah, playing with the point of view, playing with contrasts. It's very useful and very, some of them I haven't heard before, but some of them I've seen before, and there are even aspects like how to connect seemingly disjointed short stories and make them one. So it's a very good book. The second, the autobiographical one, is Blue Like Jazz by Don Miller. I like Don Miller because he doesn't really use fancy words, and he conveys stories about Christian spirituality in a really non-conventional way. So here he talks about different, different topics like romance, beginnings, tithing, church, in ways that would not put you off, but would make you want to read more. So he says here, okay, why is it blue like jazz? He says, I never liked jazz music because jazz music doesn't resolve. But sometimes you have to watch somebody love something before you can love it yourself. I used to not like God because God didn't resolve, but that was before any of this happened. So he tells his story, and there are numerous characters that you would meet here, like Penny and Tony the beat, I forgot. Anyway, so yeah, interesting characters, interesting stories, interesting lives. Read Don Miller. Also the rest of his books, they are very good books. Okay. Yeah. See? There's pictures in it. Okay, the third book, apparently it's a children's book. Ta-da! Hinds' Feet in High Places by Hurnard. So this tells a story about Much Afraid and her journey to the high places. So as Much Afraid journeys, she is accompanied by her two companions, Sorrow and Suffering, and she meets obstacles, like she's very much held back by her fearing relatives, because she comes from the fearing relatives. Craven fear, she's supposed to marry him, but then she decides that she doesn't want that life anymore and she wants to go up to the high places, and she passes by all these roads, like what? The place, the mist, the place of anointing, the old sea wall. It's a children's book, but I enjoyed it very much. She encounters pride, she encounters, who else? Different enemies. And in the end, she takes on a new name. But you will have to read for you to know what her name becomes. Okay? So yeah, Hinds' Feet in High Places. It's very inspirational, and well, everything here is supposed to be inspirational. But I like the way that it's told. It's quite old-fashioned, but it's simple enough for you to be able to relate it to your life, like on our journeys towards our dreams, or towards, going from a place of fear into a place of victory. So yeah, Hinds' Feet in High Places. So those are the books which have inspired me. I hope that you will also have a look, have a read, and be inspired too. Thank you.